Welcome to KevCentral. The audience has spoken and spoken decisively. So here you go, a dedicated video rather than live, even though it's kind of my live format. The topic today, the OZARK Trail 29-inch Ridge mountain bike. You can see I have two of them, that one and this one. Great bikes, a great deal. I'll put a link to the bikes down in the description. As a matter of fact, if you're a regular viewer, give me 60 seconds here to talk to new viewers. If you don't know what we're talking about, when we say Ridge 29 mountain bike from OZARK Trail, I'll put a link down in the description to my dedicated review on this bike, and also where I talked about another $20 you could add to this bike and make it what I feel is really open up for trail riding, because this is green trail capable, out of the box, off the rack at Walmart stores, properly checked of course. You'll be able to ride this and have fun at a mountain bike trail, even more fun with just 20 bucks, less than 20 bucks into the bike. There will also be links in the description to other products. I always encourage people to look at the links. It's a great way to support the channel without costing you anything extra, sometimes even discount coupon codes. And for my regular viewers, I'm going to create an OZARK Trail playlist, so you can follow that playlist. Any new videos on the bike automatically go into it. It's a kind of a one-stop shop for OZARK Trail bike products. All right, now let's get into the meat of today's video, because I have three very big announcements that have to do with this OZARK Trail Ridge 29, and they are in part due to feedback from the audience. I mentioned this briefly in my review video. I showed an image that I pulled right off the Walmart website where it talked about frame sizes. Because if you didn't know, the OZARK Trail is available in a medium and a large. These two bikes are medium. The one over my head or over my shoulder and the one down here on the floor, they're both mediums. As a matter of fact, this is one I've been riding regularly. The medium, it's a 17-inch frame. Now we'll say the sizing on these seems to be kind of a big medium. It sits up a little bit medium-wise, but it still fits me perfect. I'm 5'10". The 5'9", I've heard some people that normally wouldn't ride a 19-inch frame, which is the size of the large frame, say that the 19 fits them fine and they're taller. But when it comes to people that don't size up to the medium, that a medium doesn't fit them well, what do? There's not an option, but there was that mention in the image. And I had audience viewers that asked me, hey, can you reach out and see if you can find out anything about it? So that's exactly what I did. And I didn't ask just that. I asked two other questions. Three questions to the designer of the bike, and I was told that I could share these. So if you're watching this video now and it goes away, then maybe I said something I wasn't supposed to, but I think we're good to go here. I'm going to jump right into it. I asked specifically about the small size frame. If that was just something that was in the image, which I doubted since it was up there, and this OZARK Trail thing seems pretty well planned out, except for one thing that is going to circle back here at the end of my three things. But I asked about this small frame. Is a small frame going to be available? And this is a direct quote. Sit down if you're wanting a small frame because you're about to be happy and you want to jump up and jump for joy. The small will be in stores for spring of 2024. Being that at the time I'm making this video, we're just about into September, you're only about 6 months away, maybe about 5, because usually the end of February, bikes start showing up for the spring lineup, February into March for sure. So if you're looking for a small OZARK Trail, you didn't fit on the medium, you didn't fit on the large, they got you covered. You're going to get a small. There's another thing that he said here. It might be available online earlier, but I'm not sure. And I know exactly what he's talking about here, because I've had brands send me bikes before and say, this is a new bike, we want to let you look at it, see what you think, but it's not supposed to be released until this day, which might be 2 months later, so don't show it to anyone, don't talk about it, definitely don't make any videos about it, things like that. And then maybe a month later, I have viewers, just a flood of people, hey, have you seen this new bike on the Walmart website? Oh, well, I thought there was an embargo on that. And there actually been a point where one or two, I think more than one, where I've reached out to a brand and said, hey, I thought this wasn't supposed to be released until this, but it's on the Walmart website right now. And then it mysteriously disappeared from the Walmart website until that launch point. And there have even been cases where they launched early and just went with it. So I think that's what he's talking about there. The moral of this story, if you're looking for a small, you're going to be in business. And if you keep watching the Walmart website, would be what I would recommend doing. It's what I do regularly. Just go and look at things and see what new has come out. You might see them sooner than they show up in stores, but sometimes they show up in stores before they show up on the website. So anyway, you're covered with a small is coming. And that's just one thing. The second thing also revolves around the frame. Look, it's safe to say, it's no news to anyone that has watched this channel a lot. We have haters. We have haters that just can't stand the fact that that there's good bikes at Walmart, trail-capable bikes at Walmart. And I do think it's kind of funny, this Ridge 29. Now we have people, very experienced, good riders, talking about how good this bike is. And yeah, you can actually get a Walmart bike that's upgradable now. We've known that for years. We've been doing it for years. Here at KevCentral, steered some of the decisions for some of the bikes based on what we've done here. So we've been in the know. Talked about that before. We're the pioneers, not the other way around. It's not the trickle-down effect. It's the trickle-up effect for us, which is great. We're getting some good bikes. This, arguably, for 2023, probably the best mountain bike so far this year. Definitely deal-wise, $398 at the time of making this video. That's great, but the haters did have one thing that we couldn't rebut, and that was this frame, while it is made in Taiwan and it is a well-made frame, I've talked about that in the videos, it just said aluminum. There's no grade of aluminum listed on the frame. There's no grade listed on the Walmart website. And, you know, you can make any grade of aluminum. And there have been some very budget frames that I've seen that were aluminum and I felt were a little fragile. I've broken a frame that I thought should have been better than it was. This frame, though, is 6061 aluminum. And 6061, if you go to a local bike shop and you shop their 500, their 600, their 700, sometimes more dollar bikes, they're usually 6061 aluminum, just like this Ridge 29 from OZARK Trail. So we've got a great frame, we have a quality frame, and now we know the grade on that frame, and we know that it's coming in a small size to go with the medium and the large, 3-sized frames on a bike from Walmart, a good mountain bike from Walmart. And we're not done, because the last thing here, I think it's the biggest thing. Of course, if you needed a small frame, it might not be the biggest thing, but I guarantee this is going to matter to you. I made another video. I'm going to link that. You may see it on your screen, but I'll definitely link it down in the description, where I talked about this. I bragged about the manual because this is a very nice manual. I mean, got color in here, lots of information, and it talked about different types of bikes, which makes me start wondering how far this OZARK trail bike brand is gonna scale. But I mentioned one shortcoming overall with this bike brand and these new bikes. Now, this doesn't count the OZARK Trail Vibe. This is the Ridge. There's a 27.5 Vibe, and that's made by Kent. And as far as I understand, the support for that is routing through Kent. Mentioned on this 29er, though, there's no mention of support in this manual. And when I reached out to Walmart and asked, they said support is handled by Walmart support. Okay, Walmart support, they're very courteous. They're very much trying to help you resolve any problem that you have, but I can tell you based on experience, they're not bike people. They're not bike-specific people with a stockpile and a list and knowledge of bike parts to be able to help someone with a bike. And from my viewpoint, their solution, my experience, their solution would be just to have you return the bike either to a store if you had a problem with it, or to give you a return label to send it back. Well, you know, if something small breaks, just like happened to me on the bike above my shoulder, and it took me a month to get parts for this because they had to come from Taiwan. So I mentioned when I made the video about this, not only is support having to go through Walmart support, which really isn't bike-centric support, I feel a shortcoming, a major shortcoming, but also what about parts? That's a big deal for a bike. I don't want to take a whole bike back. I like my bike. I want to keep the bike. I actually bought this one twice. I have a video on that too. Wow, there are going to be a lot of links. All right, back on track here. I asked the question, what about support, since there doesn't seem to be any specific support Okay, are you ready? Everybody might want to sit down for this one because it's good. We will very soon publish a support telephone number that's dedicated to this bike for the Ridge 29 bike and an email address for parts and warranty of the Ridge. So there's going to be a telephone number and there's going to be an email address. You'll be able to get service and support for this bike. And there's more. There's more. We will also have spare parts available for sale. Well, that might not sound like it's all that important because, you just get warranty parts and so on. Well, no. Very important. After the warranty expires, to be able to get parts for your bike, derailleur hangers and so on, they're going to have parts. You're going to be able to buy parts for this Ridge 29. So, a year down the road, you need a part for it, you'll still be able to get it. That's pretty good. That means this is all shaping up to be such an amazing thing. I said I thought Walmart, if they were going to commit to this, that they could make it great, but they would need a support number and so on. And it looks like they're doing that. They're going to do it. So I expect a lot of great. A lot of more great than it already is for this OZARK trail bike brand. And you know what that does? Competition is a good thing. We've got some really good bikes that we love. The Axoms, the Ledges, and so on. Well, even Kent, they've got the Intrepid with their Giordano brand. There's lots of good big box bikes, great big box bikes that we already have. I think it's going to get even better. And this is a great jump to really make everyone else have to step up. So I can't wait to see what the competition's going to do back and forth. But for right now, 2023, it's a pretty good deal. Pretty good deal. Of course, any of the other bikes, a good deal too, if you have one of those. Thanks for watching KevCentral. I hope this video helped you out. If it did, give it a thumbs up. That helps the channel in the algorithm. Look for some more videos on this because I'm going to do some more upgrades to it on top of the yellow. Not really adding any more yellow, but I am adding some parts. And I'm going to do it in a very realistic, very approachable way. We're budget centric. I'm going to follow a budget lifestyle and end up with the best OZARK trail that I can end up with at a budget, at the best budget I can end up with it. Hope you stick around for that, so make sure you're subscribed. All that stuff. Thanks for watching and have a great day.